Hola, bienvenidos. You're listening to another episode of Tu Tia Bruja. I wanted to pop in because we are in Mercury's retrograde. It started officially yesterday. And whew, is all I have to say. So it's interesting because it's in Gemini and it's not necessarily really terrible for me because my moon is in Gemini, but a lot of people have been calling me. They've been going through a rough time. It seems like for a lot of folks, it's hitting hard. Not to say that I haven't had some technology glitches, I haven't had some issues. I think that that's expected. But I've also been thinking a lot about the fact that we focus so much on the fact that the retrograde, slows everything down, makes communication harder, makes you really be on your toes about everything. And, something that's really been on my mind is whenever I visit Mexico or really any other foreign country that is not the US, right? Everyone operates on a way slower way of life. And I think that that's something here in the US that we need to unlearn. We need to just enjoy the moment and not be so focused on social media and not be so focused on all of these external things that sometimes take us away from ourselves. It's really amazing to be involved and be aware of what's happening in the world. Sure. I mean, we live in very chaotic times, but I think that you need to remember that it is a marathon and not a sprint, just to be dealing with everything that the stars are predicting. So please take this retrograde and just slow down. Okay, just slow down. I have been having a lot of amazing and positive things about the retrograde because, again, we focus on so much of the negative, don't contact your exes, let go of things. Something that's very common that I do, right, is in the retrograde, I will delete a lot of messages. I will delete a lot of conversations. I will look through my phone. I'll use that as kind of a time to kind of also reevaluate who I'm spending my energy with. Because that's something important to do every once in a while. But one of the most lovely things that I love as of late is that I have been reconnecting with a lot of people that I haven't seen or talked to in a long time that I really do love to talk to. But it's just life gets in the way, And so I've been thinking a lot about my time as an AmeriCorps Vista. And if you're on Patreon, I think I'm going to have a lot of conversations with friends and, kind of reflect on that time because it was a lot of us do-gooders that were able to meet and connect in Scottsdale. And if I had never had that experience, I think I would have been a very different person. It was the first time in my life that I was able to hang out with people who, yeah, they like to party and hang out, but they also did good. They were doing their part to change the world. And that time really made me aware of a lot of things that I just didn't have in my knowledge of life, and I'm very thankful for that time. This podcast is obviously, something that came of that time because if I wouldn't have made strides to become more socially aware and interested in equity and social justice and decolonizing, we wouldn't be here. This is your reminder, kind of maybe thinking back to different times. Think about the times in your life that you were a different version of yourself, but was still very motivated and positive. And, think about how in some ways you want to reconnect with that person, because I think about, 19-year-old me who was going off to college. I was in an unfortunate situation because I'm an August birthday and the cutoff was in July. So it's I missed it by 15 days. And I always felt like that was such a bummer, but it was always kind of cool to be the oldest of my friends to do stuff, but I've been reflecting a lot on who that 19-year-old girl was and all the things that she wanted to do. And it's really humbled me, because sometimes I look back and I was like, fuck, I was a shithead. And I was just so naive about the world. But with that naivete, I was able to be more optimistic and have dreams and have goals. And it's really hard. I don't think anybody ever tells you this, right? When you are someone who tends to be good at a lot of things, a lot of things you pick up and you can figure out, it's really hard to figure out that thing that you want to do for the rest of your life. And I think that that's something that I've struggled with for a long time. And, this podcast gives me joy and it's something that I love. But I also think that, I put a lot of work into this that I am so happy to do. But sometimes as a content creator, I wonder, if there is something else I could be doing that would make me more fulfilled, right? Like creating art of some sort, creating content, creating whatever, I feel like I just leave myself open to my muse and I feel like I will create what I want to create. So this is to say, I have some surprises coming. I don't want to speak on it until closer to September, but I have some stuff coming up. So it's not that this show is going to go away completely or anything like that. I'll still create as I can, but updates in September. Thank you everyone who supported. I want to take this time to thank all of the new Patreon subscribers and just say that this is just me, right? I am the only one who edits the show. I put up social media for the show. I have, a website that has information on how you can work with me. And I'm always working on stuff. And, I just want to thank all of the people who listen to the show and all the people who put effort into supporting me in whatever way. But I especially want to take the opportunity to thank the folks on Patreon, because I know that y'all are so supportive of me that you want to make sure that this show keeps happening, the costs of running the show and it's not just all on me. And I'm just so grateful that you really get something out of what I'm making in the world, and I love that I've helped you realize something. So thank you. I want to take this time to say, if you like keeping up with everything I do, please follow me on social media. I'm trying to be active there, but sometimes I don't really post. But I'm always sharing different events and things that are going on and protests. So that's the best way to keep up with me. Otherwise, send me an email. If you want to work together, I'd love to chat. Always looking for new projects. All right, well, take care of yourself during this retrograde. Just grow a little patience. I have faith in you. We're going to get through it. Bye, y'all.
Mm.